felonies did nothing to stop Trump from running.
No, in fact, they made him more relevant.
Did that backfire?
Sure did.
And
The whole thing is disgusting. They're just out to get him. And that's why, like, he's surging in the polls. It's a perversion of justice. He was stacking charges and rearranging things just to make it fit a case. No, to be honest with you, I think the case is nonsense. State levels are the Wild West. They're like idiots. They don't care. They're all political. So yeah, this guy's probably going to try to lock him up, and it's going to be ugly. They're so obsessed with getting him.
who is they?
Alvin Bragg, yeah, who I've known for 15 years. He used to work in my office. Before he decided to prosecute Trump, did you know who he was? You do now. I'm not sure what he wants to be, but I know he's not happy just being the DA of New York County. So Alvin's very ambitious.
That right there is Nicholas Biasi. He is a DOJ official working within the Southern District of New York. Many of you guys have heard of that. Of course, we talk about it all the time on this show. He works over in their public affairs office. And well, as you heard him say there, this entire persecution of President Trump is a sham. It's a political hit job. That's what he's telling you all at home, obviously undercover. Of course, he doesn't want to say that and put his face on it. But that's what we're all saying these days. We know exactly what's going on with Alvin Bragg and the district attorneys who are all targeting President Trump. This is a political hit job. And that exclusive comes to us from the great journalist over at MugClub. Joining us now to discuss is Gerald Morgan, the CEO of Louder with Crowder. Thank you for joining me. I mean, obviously, this is another bombshell report from you guys. Last week, you had you on. You promised us that you guys were to drop some bombs. You've delivered since, my friend. So tell us a little about this one.
Yeah, so we didn't know that this was all going to time out the way that it did initially, but we obviously wanted to get some information, if we could, about what was going on with something involving this trial. And all of us Breanna, been talking about this, right? You and I have been talking about it. Stephen's been talking about it. A lot of people out there, Trump has been talking about it and saying, look, this is all a sham. This is all a witch hunt. This isn't, real. And we can do that until we're blue in the face. But until somebody with specific information, until somebody with access comes out and says that, it doesn't really confirm it for a lot of people in the country. And right now, what we just did was showed you somebody at the highest levels of the SDNY and their take on this being nonsense, being a perversion of justice, a political witch hunt. They're going after this guy. So we are glad that we could bring this to the public, and we are glad that people can see exactly what they think. But it's not just this guy. He talks about this being well known with all of the rest of his friends in the SDNY. And maybe not everybody thinks exactly the same, but enough people do. But nobody spoke out when this happened. Nobody did. And thank God there's MugClub Undercover to go out and get this information, and the support of MugClubbers out there to actually go get this and bring this to the public.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really important here, because I have sources within Alvin Bragg's office, and they've been telling me for quite some time that they disagree with what's going on right now with President Trump. But again, they just don't speak out. And that's what's the infuriating part in all of this. Exactly.
Yes. Come on, you have
a duty. Yeah, you have a duty to do so.
Right. This isn't just like speaking up because I don't like the calendar that we have for days off, at this department. This is basically saying, look, we will either be a nation that locks up political opponents when they're leading in the polls, or we won't. I choose to be the nation that doesn't lock up political opponents when they're leading in the polls. That's just me, though. I don't think it should be a political process. I think it should go off of, the law and follow that and apply it equally. That's not being done here, and that's what has been exposed by releasing this.
Yeah, and it was really important that you guys did so, because again, they don't want to go on the record on all of this, and but they know what's going on behind the scenes, and that doesn't help our country in any way possible. Now, I want to remind our audience, he did refer to the Trump case as nonsense during this little interaction that he was having with one of your journalists, but then he's since released a statement in regards to those comments, and he's not denying that he said those things, but said he said them to impress someone he had just met who was secretly filming him. A lot of people don't like undercover journalism like this because they don't think it's fair. But it's the only way to get someone's organic kind of feelings behind all of this. Otherwise, they're not going to come forward. So although he's sitting there and saying that, he doesn't really feel this way anymore, he was just trying to impress a date. What do you make of his response?
Well, look, I think we went out of our way to make sure people knew that Nicholas Piazzi in this video was not necessarily the villain. And I even said specifically on air, my heart goes out to the guy. I know he's in a very tough position, but you have to stand up and speak what you know to be true, especially in cases like this where you have the ability to impact what happens. You're in a position of power. You can make it to where other people are not afraid to speak up as well. Like you said, plenty of people in Alvin Bragg's office that you've talked to have said they disagree with the course Alvin Bragg takes on this, but they have not spoken up. And to come out afterwards, I'm sorry, you can't come out later and say I was caught in a candid moment being honest, because that's exactly what happened. You don't naturally lead into a conversation to impress someone and just lie your face off about your political beliefs in a way that would be completely against what you believe. You can kind of skirt those questions. He's the director of, let me get it right, Chief of Public Affairs. I want to make sure I don't misquote it. I'm certain he's had some media training where if he doesn't like a question, he can probably get around it. And you could do that on a date as well.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a life skill, actually. And I think most people who work in PR know exactly how to do that. So I think he was being authentic there. I don't think he was being kind of just trying to impress a girl type of vibe that everyone's trying to put out on that one, because that doesn't make any sense.
No,
but I also want to
don't buy it for a second. I don't buy it for a second.
Yeah. And he uses his own, he went into detail saying it's disgusting, and saying that he's known Alvin Bragg for quite some time because he used to work with him directly. So again, and it's over a decade. So, again, he is not lying. He's telling you the truth. We've known this, but it's just kind of feeling at the temperature of those who work in these offices and see firsthand what the DOJ is doing. They're destroying the country. And not a lot of people want to talk about it. Gerald, though, I think it's interesting because last week, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg came out and he said that he was apologetic for censoring those on social media, on both Facebook and Instagram. But you guys are now being censored again, of course. There was this post that I saw earlier today that your stream is not available right now. So your coverage on all of this is not being posted to Facebook. What's going on here?
So we actually got word of this from a lot of different people, and thank you very much for reaching out to us and letting us know that this was happening, not just on Facebook, but other platforms as well. But Facebook was the one that we focused on because we could do it in real time and check it out. It was preventing the upload of the Rumble link on its platform, flagging it for breaching community guidelines. This is the Hunter Biden laptop all over again, right? This story comes out. We can post, by the way, on Facebook, we tried this, other stories, no problem. The minute that we put this link in, Facebook immediately flags it and does not allow us to post it. They are trying to make sure that you guys cannot get the truth. They're trying to keep something like this from the American public in September of an election year. This is the exact same playbook that we saw last time. And everybody here, look, you want to get around this stuff, share this story far and wide. It's on Rumble. It's on X at S Crowder, and make sure you join MugClub. It takes dozens of people to bring something like this to life, to get this information out. And we are only funded by MugClub. Facebook, they're going to be who they are going to be. I hope Mark Zuckerberg had a change of heart that was real and he gets this corrected, but I'm not really putting my faith and trust in that happening. This has to be us supporting the content that we like yours, like ours, and making sure that nobody can tell us what to do or say and prevent our information from getting out to the public.
Yeah. And that's what's so important about this. I did reach out to Meta last week and ask specifically if they intend on bringing back those accounts that were banned due to their censorship that they were doing back in 2020 and 2021. But they did not get back to me. What a shame.
Shocking.
So yeah, no surprise there at all. Gerald, thank you for all the great work you guys are doing at MugClub. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Breanna. Appreciate it.
I have no plans to stop talking about this incredible sale that's going on right now until they actually end it at this point. But you guys, when you head on over right now to mypillow.com, you got to take a look around. There are plenty of incredible offers going on. And well, you're not going to want to miss out on this. Mike Lindell has $25 specials on a lot of his pillows, bed sheets, towels, so many of his items, even the dog bed, slippers, sandals, They're all $25 right now. Now, to secure these low prices, you've got to use that promo code BRE. That's promo code BRE. That's how you lock in these savings. So head on over right now to mypillow.com, take a look around, and if you're looking to save, which I always recommend you do because Biden economics is rough, use that promo code BRE to secure and lock down these savings.